everybody. As you know, I'm Jim Coleman. I'm the Chief Excitement Officer with the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. And I'm pleased to tell you we've got Mr. Myke Jones. He's the founder and CEO of a hot company here in Prince George's County called DSI. It's all about technology and making things run a lot smoother, but we're going to listen to what he's done over the last 9 years with this incredible company and where it's heading. So, Myke, welcome to Innovation Station.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to have you here today.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself. Where did you get started? How did you get into the IT business? You a code writer?
No, I'm not a code writer.
How can you be in the code writing business, but you're not a code writer?
I'm a CFO by trade.
Okay.
But a little bit more about me. I am born and raised in Prince George's County.
Great.
So I actually attended Largo High School locally here, graduated.
Okay.
And earned my bachelor's degree from Bowie State University.
So you're homegrown.
Yeah, I am.
You got brothers and sisters that are also here in the county?
Yes, I do. Well, one is in Virginia, but my sister and my oldest brother are here in the county. So,
What do you love about Prince George's County?
Oh, it's home, man. That's where I grew up, man. It's home.
Yeah.
So I love that about it. The people, the diversity. I just love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
What did you study at Bowie State?
I started business administration with a concentration in the county.
And when did you graduate from there?
2000.
Okay.
And in 2005, I continued on to get my MBA in technology management through the University of Phoenix.
Now, did that involve learning about technology?
Oh, absolutely.
It did.
Absolutely, yeah.
How did this evolve? You're a CFO, and now you're running one of the hottest, fastest growing technology companies here in Prince George's County. Tell us about that connection. I thought most CFOs just add up the numbers and tell the boss, hey, here's where we are. We got this much in cash. How did you get connected to technology?
Well, so technology so a lot of the firms that I started working with and for were technology firms.
And who were some of those companies out there?
Lewis Price, there was One Federal Solution, and then there was Adams Communication and Integration. So those were some technological companies that I worked for, where I saw kind of what the future was.
I see.
And so, just being a forward-thinking person, I thought I'd go out in 2009 and start DSI.
Now, when you worked for those companies, what was your role?
Oh, so most of the times it was a CFO. So CFO, consultant, and controller.
And for our audience, what does CFO mean?
Chief Financial Officer, and it's an executive position that holds the financial relationships and the financial strategy of the impact of the vision from the CEO. So that's what that usually does.
Before you got into technology and understood, all the power of what technology could do, what's life like out there for the average CFO today?
Oh man,
What are they doing to keep track of money?
Some are, unfortunately, some are still using spreadsheets, but most of the times there's some really powerful applications out there, and hopefully they have a competent staff that allows them to actually CFO.
Now, what's wrong with using spreadsheets if you're good at it? I know some guys out there that are good at using Excel, macros, and they can move things around and get answers quick. What's wrong with using that versus using some hot new app?
Well, that's a great question, and I think personally that I try to automate as much as I can because there's always the room for human error, and that's just the name of the game. There's just nobody's perfect. So if you can automate as much of the process as you possibly can, then you have more accurate data over time.
When you go into helping one of your new clients, take us through your process.
So when I'm called into a client, I usually do an assessment. So I go in and I do an assessment, and I call that assessment and discovery. And so I want to look at how the business is running. I want to interview some of the executives and key players just to see where the company's headed, where they are now, where they're headed, what's the expectations of the staff as a whole. Once I do that, I can go in and then I can write kind of like what's the best strategy for the particular company.
I see. And so what's it like when you show up? What's the life of a CEO? What do you see them challenged with that you see and that you know you can fix?
Right. So most of the times, the CEO is trying to gather data to be able to make real-time decisions. The problem is that a lot of the times the data is outdated. So if you're trying to make real-time decisions, you need real-time data.
Yeah.
And that data source, those data points can be coming from across the whole company, from contracts, from the BD department, from all of these different places. And if you can't get them in a timely manner, then you fail to make real-time decisions.
Yeah.
So that's the key.
What do CEOs tell you and CFOs tell you that they want you to fix with getting engaged with DSI?
So most of the times they want to be able to run more efficiently as a company. So there's a cost savings mechanism that's built into that. There's the data gathering, being able to make the real-time decisions as we discussed, and they also want the ease of getting those data points. So when we initially go into a company and we do the discovery and assessment, those are usually pain points for a lot of the executives.
Yeah.
It's
Like a
trying
physical
to gather
checkup.
it. Yeah.
Trying to find out the body's sick, but we don't know
We
exactly.
don't
We're not
know.
going to make some assumptions. And I'm sure since
Yeah.
you've really gotten a lot of experience, you could probably have some assumptions that are pretty close, but you want to do that assessment to make sure that your recommendations are right.
Yes. And then that's
How long
really
does an assessment
important.
take? For a
An
$50 million
assessment-
company out there, they've got 50 employees, how long would an assessment take?
So I have a general idea, but it depends on just how the company's running. So a lot of companies have structure and lack processes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's vice versa. So generally speaking, a $50 million company, you can come in and do an assessment in probably 10 hours. I would say you can go in and do a complete assessment, long as you have the availability to interview the key staff.
And who are the key
players.
staff members that you would assess when you go in?
So the CEO, the CFO, all the executives, right? And then I usually let them tell me, who's the important players that I need to talk to. So a lot of times it may be a director of consultancy or, the BD director or something like that.
Sure.
That I'm kind of looking to say, okay, he's owning a lot, he's running people, he's managing people and processes and departments. So all of that together, I want to be able to kind of dive in to do a complete assessment on and
So
discover.
then after you do your assessment, do you recommend everything on the platter here, like, the Thanksgiving Day meal, or do they say, well, just fix my HR department? What do you recommend?
So what I would recommend, it depends on the whole. So like a lot of times people have one thing and not the other. So, and then specializing in enterprise or ERP systems, but specializing in that, again, that is the process of bringing together all those different departments. So a lot of times you have a strong HR department, but contracts or, BD is not as strong or structured. Not strong, but structured, yeah.
How do you get staff members to embrace technology? Because you could go out here, you got a $50 million company, you end up spending $800,000 for a new system. My employees don't even use it. Then we go back to using Excel. Now,
Right.
Do you help out with that too?
I absolutely do. So there's facilitation management and change management.
Yeah.
That's a component of the services that we bring.
Changing people's behaviors can be
yeah.
challenging.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But I think getting people excited at the start and having them be a part of the process in the beginning,
Yeah.
you usually can bring them along.
I've heard that more than 75% of most organizations that buy a new solution in technology that never gets implemented. What do you think are the major challenges on that, and what causes that?
I think that that's the failure to embark on or realize the power of change management and the facilitation of that change. So that's a big
Getting
piece.
people engaged.
Yeah,
And getting their
absolutely.
opinion through the process.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of companies, if you invest that much into an ERP system or whatever the solution is,
Yeah.
then you ought to use it. But you have to set aside to invest in the change management aspect
make sure
of
it
that.
comes out.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we're sitting here in Innovation Station. What do you
Yeah.
hope to get out of Innovation Station, and what do you like so far?
Oh, I love Innovation Station. So far, it's been a place that I've been able to conduct business and bring validity, I guess. So I really like that aspect of it. I actually grew over. So I grew over, and I actually got 2 offices here. I don't know if you knew that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Myke, one thing I want you to consider as far as being a part of Innovation Station is that we're all going to be down there at the Gaylord on July the 6th for Power Networking Conference. And that's where we're calling all the different companies here in Prince George's County to be there, because we're going to be facilitating a panel discussion with 11 decision makers at our top federal agencies. Department of Defense, Treasury is going to be there, IRS, and I'll tell you right now, a big part of their procurement budget is IT. So make sure that you're there and be on the front row.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What else can the Innovation Station do to help you to be successful, and what do you see for your company long term? What are your goals?
So, well, the goal is growth. So I definitely want to grow, but I think in 2018 I'm focusing on structure, hence is why I'm here at Innovation Station. So just putting the infrastructure in place to support the growth.
Right.
I think not having that, I've seen companies all too often not succeed or not be prepared for such growth.
I see.
And then it causes a lot of confusion and turmoil, which is leaky dollars out the back door and those types of things. So I wanted to set up some structure, just get all my business processes in place, you know, my offices and the employees, and setting up everything that I need to set up so that I'm
3
prepared
years
for
from now,
growth.
where will DSI be on number of employees and revenue?
50 employees.
Good. We'll take that.
50 employees. And I would 30, 40, probably closer to 40 million.
There's no reason why you can't. Who are some of your current customers?
So my current customers now, I have USDA,
That's big.
so
That's United States.
Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
And I have, in the commercial world, you know, my biggest client is PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is PwC. I have a litany of medium-sized, and when I say medium-sized, I'm talking 8 to 15 million companies that I work with.
I see.
So probably about 4 or 5 of those.
Right.
One Federal Solution is one. I work with a company called The Clearing. I work with a company called FRDA. So I have tons of clients, probably about 10 active clients.
Have you seen any of these certifications, or have you ever heard of the Mentor Protege program for small businesses out of the SBA?
Yes, I have.
Is it working for you, and if so, tell us about it.
Oh, man. Well, it's something that I want to join, but I have to be able to gather my own mentor as a protege. So I have inquired about it. It's something that I'm working, and I hope to be enrolled in the program by the end of 2018.
We got to get Alicia to help you with that. Our president and CEO of Innovation Station, she can tell you all about it. She knows how to get these programs done, but it's all about selling.
Yeah.
And getting a good partner would change everything, wouldn't it?
I totally agree, and
Yeah.
that is not really a pain point, but that is a challenge that I'm looking forward to
Absolutely.
keep
Yeah.
conquering. So.
How do customers go about getting in touch with you?
Oh, well, they can go to my website, which is dynamic.
Tell them out there. You got about 300 million people watching this.
Okay.
That's how many people in the United States, but
Oh,
everybody
good.
watches Innovation Station.
Yeah, I know.
So you're going to get your big chance. This is hotter than CNN.
Good.
So tell them, what is your website? Keep it simple. What is your
Okay.
website?
So it's a website you can find out a lot about what we do, who our biggest clients are. Again, it's www.dynamic-corp.com.
Okay. And what's a phone number that they can use to get in touch with you? When you give this number out, it's going to be smoking, man.
300 million, right?
Do you have an admin yet? Do you
No.
have a secretary? You're going to have to get
No,
one, so
I
tell the number.
Okay, absolutely. So that would be 202-213-1521. Again, that's 202-213-1521.
Good deal. Well, we're excited to have you, Mike, and we're so
I'm excited
excited
to
about
be
your
here.
future.
Yeah.
And we want you to grow, and we want to do everything here at the Innovation Station and with the Economic Development Corporation to help you to grow. So good luck to you in the future.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
Thanks so
much.
much.
Well, you see, we've got another big headline here this week. DSI is on fire. This company's hotter than Microsoft. Stay tuned. Keep watching us here at the Innovation Station because we've got rock stars coming out of here, and make sure you use his services. He'll turn your reporting around, make things a lot easier for you as a CEO so you can grow your company. Let's give it up to DSI. Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you.